Hello and welcome to Let's Get Real with Jill. Yeah, let's do it. Today is Thursday, February 13th, and we are just one day away from Valentine's Day. So, is there somebody special in your life who you just want to make a great day with and just tell them how special they are? Well, tomorrow they have a holiday for it. I mean, really, shouldn't we be making that a special day for everybody in our lives? You guys, thank you so much for joining today, the Let's Get Real with Jill show. This is actually a two-part series. I dare you. Yes, I dare you. I dare you to do what? So it's a two-part series on Get Real with Jill Live, and today we're going to be diving into something super important: how to take care of yourself and fully understand God's purpose for your life. If you're breathing today, God has a purpose for your life. Yes, that is true. So too often we get caught up in all the busyness of the world and life. But I want you guys, if this is something that has been resonating with you, feel free to, or you're like, you know what, I'm going to share this with one of my friends or family members. This will also be on Spotify podcast and YouTube TV. Thank you again for joining me today, and let's go ahead and get started. So, um, let's talk about the busyness of life. And let me tell you this: I wake up so many times like I'm just one big post it note. I mean, is that really how we're supposed to live our life, as one big post it note? And then a day goes by and we wake up with just a new post it note. So, what today we're going to be is we are going to be talking about the busyness of life getting in the way of what truly matters and who truly matters, and that is you. So, we forget to be really present in our God fulfilled day. But today, we are going to be shifting that mindset. So, if these were things that you're like in January of 2025, I really want to find my purpose, I want to live my purposeful life. And then it comes and you're like, well, what is that? And then you get back, okay, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to do this. And then just life happens. All right, so today we're going to be talking about understanding your purpose and making space for it in your life. And then part two next week is execution. So you guys join today or share it, because next week it's okay, how to take action and creating new habits and breaking free of the old ones. And you may be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to create a new habit. I'm going to show you and help you an easy way. I promise you. So let's start with you. Your life matters. You are important. And if today's show resonates with you, please share it with someone who needs encouragement. Invite them to join me next week and check out my shows on Spotify and YouTube. So please, there's a lot of people in our life who are going through challenges, who don't have hope, who are just depleted, who don't feel love. And let them know that they are breathing today because God has a purpose for them. So I dare you, understand your purpose. So let's step into purpose together, okay? So we've got this busy day. All right, how many of this is you? You wake up, your alarm goes off, or maybe you naturally wake up or you just didn't sleep because all the stuff is going on in your head, right? I bet that's you. All the stuff is going in your head. You finally fall asleep and then your alarm goes off. And what do? You reach for your phone and you start doing this. And then you start emailing, texting. Okay, maybe listening to the news. Well, that's going to be depressing, right? I don't care who's in charge. News is never good news. All right? And then your mind starts going. All right, so I want to help you get away from that. And then you start scrolling through social media, and then you start scrolling through TikTok, and you can't get off of that. All right, you guys, that is not how our life is supposed to be. These are tools to enhance our life. These are not tools to make our life, okay? So a busy day, then you get up, you get ready, you're running appointments, you're taking kids here, you're going on errands, you're looking through that post-it note, you're adding to that post-it note. You might even be talking to Alexa. Alexa, add bleach to the shopping list. Alexa, add nuts to my Costco list. Alexa, Alexa, Alexa. All right, you guys, we've got to get away from all of that because your to-do list is not your purposeful list. So I'm going to challenge you, and we're going to talk about it a little bit more next week. One of the things that you're going to execute next week is your purposeful list, not your to-do list. Because I'm not here purposely on earth to just keep being a post-it note of all the things, whether it's do laundry or run an errand or do a return at Whole Foods or order something on Amazon. No, 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 no. And I know this is your life. All right. So what we want to do is we need to pause and ask yourself, am I doing something meaningful? All right. So easy to talk about to-do lists, post-it notes, all of that. But what it comes down to, instead of hurrying through life, pause. You're like, well, I don't have time to pause. And it's not even on my to-do list to pause. Well, if it has to be on your to-do list, just put on your to-do list to pause, okay? Because this is super important. So listen up. You are not a to-do list. You are here for a purpose. And then I don't care what age you are, a child, a teenager, somebody turning 21, somebody turning 30. I don't care if they're 95. You're here for a purpose. And people will say, oh, I should have done this and now I'm this age, so I skipped my purpose. Absolutely not, because where you are is here you are. And then a lot of people are like, well, what is my purpose? All right, so that's the ultimate question, right? So God has a purpose for you, and I will tell you this. I don't care what your past is at all. Well, first of all, God doesn't even remember your past. You are not an accident. So I have to share this with you because this whole finding my purpose kind of thing has really resonated with me over the last couple of years, and then some really big ahas toward the end of last year. So I have always kind of compared myself to others for a purpose. I look at the pastor of our church and go, oh my gosh, how did he do something like that? Like he is living his purpose. I look at missionaries. Oh, they're living their purpose. I look at people who go to Mexicali. I go to look at people who are in charge of these huge foundations to help others. And I'm like, wow, they have all found their purpose. And I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because you know what? I have a gift in going to Mexicali, and I know building homes is amazing. That is not what I want to do. I want to serve in other ways. So I looked at it. I always thought a purpose was to be serving, like you had to serve. Well, I serve at Bayside. I volunteer at the events. I volunteer and I greet people. I love, 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 love that. But ask me to go to Mexico for a week. I don't mind going to Mexico. What I don't like is I don't want to be cold. I don't care if I don't have any makeup on. Again, I don't want to be cold. And I really would have a hard time. I know, and maybe it's selfish because I would want to bring every child back home and it would be very hard. So I had to look at this and think about this for yourselves too, going, yeah, I see this person doing that. You know what, you guys, church leaders, military personnel, first responders, not me at all, that they are living their purpose. So I stepped back and I thought, okay, I can't compare them because that's a trap. And a trap is really blocking me from talking to God and saying, okay, God, what is my purpose for you? Not for me, but what is it for you? And if I have all these blocking things like, oh, my childhood, or, oh, I had this experience. Oh, I was married before and I had this experience. Well, what about also all the positive things too that come with that? But long story short, if you allow your mind to push you down, to take over, then you're not really giving clarity and clearance for God to come in to show you your purpose. Because again, I want to remind you, no matter what stage you are in your life, you are breathing today, there is a purpose. You, my friend, have a unique gift. So that's what I really want to express today is just take time, pause, and also pray and say, God, free me of all these distractions because these distractions are going to happen every day. Free me from thinking of them and bring to me the gifts that I have and that I can admit to them because people will have gifts and go, oh no, I'm not that. Oh no, I'm not that. Oh no. No, give yourself the freedom to say, yes, I am. Yes, I love being social. Yes, I love challenges. Yes, I love real estate. Yes, I get a high on real estate. So, is that being selfish? No, because what am I doing? I'm just giving back. But I had to really go through a lot. 19 years ago, it was actually more than that, and had ugliness in my previous career at the end. And um, there was clear, and I wasn't clear at all. It was horrible. And then things happened and doors opened. And I knew this was always my passion is to sell real estate, but I just couldn't get there. I couldn't get there. And but then God kept opening up these doors and I kept praying. And then all of a sudden, bam, this whole burden was lifted off my shoulders, and God gave me the purpose of moving forward to live the career that I love. So now that I'm here for 19 years, I say to myself, well, is that really a purpose? Just because I love my career, this is my job. It gets me a roof over my head and all that kind of stuff. So is this really a purpose? Well, it is. And just like the pastor at church, he gets paid for his job just because I'm not volunteering, but I'm not a nurse, I'm not a firefighter, I am a realtor. And my passion is to help people with their American dream. And I never really thought of that because I had thought, oh no, I'm living the career that I love, but is it a purpose? It's one of my purposes. It's not all encompassing. That's one of them. And maybe the other one too is because I am not shy, as you can see, that maybe my next purpose is I want to bring value outward to other people and bring subjects and guests to make a difference in our community or somebody out there like you who is listening. And thank you for listening. So I really think that that is also another purpose, which is why I have been doing this Get Real with Jill show 5 years in April, which is why I'm really investing time and money to make this a true, real podcast with amazing guests. So that's part of the show that's going to be coming up that you are going to see evolve over the next couple of months. So I also think, wow, God, you gave me the skill of not being shy and really push forward to hopefully be of value to another human being because that's what I want to do. And I feel that that is my purpose. Just like a firefighter or a police officer or in the medical field, they're giving value to another human being. And that's what I want to do. So I think really just reflecting and asking God, you guys know your gifts, write them down. If you are in high school and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm terrible at history, but I so love art, or I so love XYZ, explore that more. Ask yourself some more questions. Why do I love art? What do I want to do with it? Do not let these outside influences affect your life. This is between you and God. If you don't have the encouragement in your circle, find a different circle. If I did not go for real estate of any outside influence, well, you know what? I will say this. I had really good support when I went into real estate. I'm going to tell you something that happened to me in college, and this was a terrible experience. When I was in college, I was in English, and I was a horrible writer. Not everybody's meant for college. Not everybody is a good writer. And I think because I really didn't know and understand my skills, I did great in public speaking, though. Always got an A in speech. But this was not the writing piece was not my thing, and it tore me down. But you know what else tore me down? Is I walk into the resource center because I was coming back because they were reading through my essay before I turned it into my English teacher. She was amazing. The resource people at the college, I walk in and they were talking about me. What a horrible writer I was, that I don't know my English, and I was devastated. So think about what I'm still thinking about still now. So then I go to my English teacher and I tell her about it, and she was such a sweet, just kind lady, and she was furious at those people because she didn't want that to affect the skills that I have. I am not going to be a perfectionist in writing then. I was not going to work super, super, super hard to have the best essay, but I was going to work super, super hard to be the best speaker in front of an audience because that was my skill. And she knew that. So she did not want that to affect me. So I think that's really important because don't try and enhance something that's not really your thing. Work on what your enhancements are and don't let anybody tell you differently. Just keep moving forward, pray to God, and work on those skills. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't really have any skills. I know so and so next door, my bestie does. You do. Well, first of all, I appreciate you even watching this, but you do. Put down on paper what excites you. I don't care if you're 56 years old and you're like, well, I always wanted to be a lawyer and I never did it. And I will tell you this, Kyle's dad, who did so much for our Sacramento community, he said that he wished he had been an attorney and he really would have been a good one. And it's too bad that after he did everything for Sacramento and really put his mark on our city, that's not what he did later on in life. But don't let that be you, because if you're thinking about it, you're the only one stopping you. This is only your choice. You are the only one. Don't blame the outside circle. You are the only one preventing you from your purpose. So if you need clarity again, pray to God. Just say, God, take these other things away. Please let me have the space to think. Let me have the space to be present. Let me have the space to live my God-given purpose. And I'm really thankful, you guys, but this was an aha later in age. I did not really realize that my career that I have loved for 19 years is one of my purposes in life. I just thought, oh, I am so thankful for my job, which I see it as a career. I am so thankful for it. And I'm like, well, no, wait a minute. That's just wrong. I am making a difference. I am making a difference in people's lives. And then thankfully for social media, that I can expand it. There's one thing though I do want to say, and going back to what happened in college, all right? Who would have thought in 2020s, that English paper would have got a straight A in today's world. Why? Because I would have used ChatGPT. So I'm telling you, ladies, I'm glad that they did not affect my entire world of going to my passion, right? Think about it. They are criticizing me, a college student, young. I walk in, they're talking about me. Fast forward, I would have used ChatGPT. So anyway, so let's see. Sorry, got to go into my cue cards. I want to know, and I want you to think between now and next week, be present in your moment, pause a minute, even if you have to block it out on your calendar. I so encourage that. When you wake up tomorrow, do not pick up your phone. I'm going to test you for 1 week. Starting tomorrow morning, when you wake up, do not pick up your phone. On your to-do list, you can have your pause and think about yourself, all right? Because next week, I want you to be ready to start executing the different tools that I'm going to provide to you from here of thinking about what is really your purpose. And you may already be living it. You're like, okay, well, this and this and this, but I know there's one more because down here, there's something that I haven't gotten to yet, and I really want to. And you know what? I really want to be a yoga instructor, and all these people are going to make fun of me. Well, no, you be a yoga instructor. I'm just giving an example because I do not want to be a yoga instructor. So I know deep down, or you might be like, well, I just have one purpose because I'm a great mom or a great dad or a great husband or a great wife. Awesome. But what else is in there? Because if there's something eating at you, nagging at you, bring it up, write it down. Let's talk about it next week. You can instant message me, send something in the comment sections. Please, I want to help you. And let's get through this together so that you know that you are really living your God fulfilled purpose. All right, so it's important. Number one, do not suppress your dreams. If you feel it in there, let's bring it out. Do not let outside influences affect your dreams. This is your life. These are your choices. You have a choice. That's right. That's number 3. You have a choice. So no matter what stage of life you're in, share this with your child. Sometimes kids are going through a lot with all the social media stuff. And oh my gosh, I saw Suji. She was at Mary's house and they're having fun and I'm just not worthy. Oh no, girlfriend, you are so worthy. I really thank the Lord that Facebook, Instagram, any of these things were not existing when I was in school, because I'm going to tell you a side note. A senior, was I a senior? Either a junior and senior. I think it was a senior. I was. Every single one of my girlfriends was invited to prom except me. Can you imagine that night if I'm going looking through Facebook and Instagram and seeing them all dressed up with and all dancing, having a good time, going to the party after? Oh my gosh, just naturally as a human being, it would be horrible. So that's why I think it's so important that we know there was a purpose that I was not invited to that prom. I got to talk to God about that because I really don't know what that purpose is. But there was a reason why I was not invited. Anyway, but I do want in every stage of everybody's life, please know, I don't care what your past is, you are living and breathing today. So whatever is deep down and you're like, you know what, I've always wanted to do this, bring it out, write it down, give yourself some space, make some private time for yourself and write it down. Please bring it to the table next week. I'll definitely have some good tools for you. And remember, if you know of anybody that might need help and encouragement because they feel so down and broken, just a horrible situation to be in, and they really think sometimes there's no out, but there is. People could be going through a horrible divorce, and I'm going to tell you, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, they'll be like, ugh, how was I even with that person? They can't feel it now. So please just encourage them to know that there's a reason that they're going for this. They just don't see it yet. There was a reason why when I worked for the telecom company for 14 years that I had amazing lifetime relationships. There was a reason why though that last year was horrible. And why? Because I was supposed to do real estate. I did not know that God was slamming a door on my face to open up this door. And I did not realize that until later, after this happened. I'm like, I just was in such a horrible situation that I could not see past it. And God was working in it. And I didn't even realize it until after the fact. All right. So in many people, this could be you. And maybe people you're like, yeah, you know what? That happened to me too. Tell me your story. I want to hear it. All right, you guys. So if today's show resonates with you, please share it with somebody who needs to hear this. And join me next week for part 2. And we're going to talk about execution and some tools that you can use to begin living your God-fulfilled purpose, or even to expand your God-fulfilled purpose. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me on the Let's Get Real with Jill show. Please make sure you subscribe to YouTube, and you can watch this show on Spotify. It will be downloaded, and you can probably start seeing it tomorrow. And I ask of you, please share this with your friends and family, because I really want to make sure that I'm making a change for people. And you can also see me on Instagram. And remember, you guys, I am a realtor. So if you need any advice on real estate, if you have a roof over your head, you need to know about real estate. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, be kind out there, especially in this crazy weather. There are so many accidents. And thank you for our first responders for going out there and kind of risking their lives too. And remember, your smile, even if you're having a bad day, can make a difference in somebody else's life. And their smile back at you, I promise, will make a difference in your life. I'm going to dare you to do that today. There you go, and I will see you next week. Be blessed and have a great day.